Lisa's asked me, who is Centerbridge? What exactly is your association with them? Is this hedge fund financing your litigation costs? You disclosed this in December in Santa Rosa. Please explain. Well, as I explained back in December, as of December 31st, 2019, Centerbridge owned less than 1.47% of this stock. It's less than a point and a half. They're a minor part of the equity. I think there's 17 entities owning a more significant stake. Apollo, on the other hand, is the seventh largest bondholder, holding over $506 million in senior notes and $124 million in debtor in possession term notes. Back in September, I refinanced the general credit facility that my firm's had for 20 some odd years. This time we refinanced with a bank called Stifel, which, like with your home mortgage, has a right to sell off portions of its loan portfolios to others through assignments, and it does that. My deal with them didn't even give me the right to know who they were assigning this to, but two of its assignees turned out to be Centerbridge and Apollo. And I didn't know of that originally, but on October the 4th of 2019, I got a call from a Gavin Barea of Centerbridge. I was in a hearing in South Carolina on an unrelated case. We never negotiated. He just mentioned that he was with Centerbridge, that they had part of my note, that we had, they admired the work that I was doing and wanted to introduce me to one of the principals on the equity side, Tom Wagner of Knighthead Capital Management. All of my negotiations with the equity have been with Tom Wagner of Knighthead Capital Management, David Abrams of Abrams Capital Management, John Matulski and Michael Stern of Stonehill Capital, Edward Moulet of Silver Point Capital, and Steve Zellin at PJT Partners, as well as with the lawyer for the equity, Bruce Bennett of Jones Day in Los Angeles, California. None of those entities have any role whatsoever in my credit facility. All of these gentlemen, on behalf of the equity, also negotiated with the 11 members of the Tort Claims Committee and 12 of the other consenting fire claimant professionals. Each person that signed the December 6, 2019 restructure support agreement with the equity met and negotiated with the same individuals from equity that I negotiated with. This occurred during court-ordered mediations occurring in November and December in San Francisco, either at the offices of Joan Day or at the offices of JAMS, the Judicial Arbitration and Mediation Services. I've worked diligently to continue to improve this deal by having frequent discussions with Tom Wagner at Knighthead Capital Management and less frequent discussions with David Abrams at Abrams Capital Management. But none of the people with whom I have negotiated this deal have any role whatsoever in the credit facility that my law firm has. On the debt side, I mentioned that Apollo had a part of the assignment of one of my debt facility. William Jones from Apollo introduced me to Chris LaHood of that firm, but again, LaHood simply introduced me to the principals on the debt side of the negotiation, and that was Jeff Rosenbaum of Elliott Management Company. All of my negotiations with the debt or the bondholders were with their lawyer, Michael Stamer of Aiken Gump, with Jeff Rosenbaum of Elliott Management Company, and Scott Striegel and Adam Gubner of PIMCO. Again, none of the people I was negotiating with on the debt side, even though they lost the deal, had anything to do with my credit facility. Eventually, the debt and the equity settled their differences, and since then, the bondholders have announced that they publicly support the equity deal. The bondholders filed court papers saying this. Their lawyer said so in open court. Now, on March the 25th of 2020, Chris LaHood from Apollo called me again, and he very politely offered for the bondholders to provide money if there were any problems with the $12 billion in financial backstops in light of the COVID-19 economy. I told him I'd pass it along, and I did. I passed his offer along to Tom Wagner of the equity, who then assured me that there was no problem with his $12 billion in financial backstop, that the deal is a go once the fire victims complete their vote. So those were the course of the negotiations. But I've tried to disclose this by talking about it very openly, both with my clients and generally. First, on December the 12th, in Chico at 2 p.m., Santa Rosa at 6:30. I explained all of this. I explained my credit facility, the assignments thereof, the introductions made by those assignees to the principals in this negotiation on both the equity and the debt side of the deal. I explained in detail how those negotiations occurred, the specific dates and locations of the negotiations, during mediations, during cocktail meetings, dinner meetings, breakfast meetings, a meeting I had at a football game, email correspondence, and a specific description of why I concluded that the equity deal was superior because it had financing lined up and it could get us out of bankruptcy in time for AB 1054. Second, I recorded all those December 12 meetings, both of them, and sent length of those videos of the meetings to all of my clients. Third, at our telephonic town hall meeting of April 18, I went through all this again in great detail. I recorded that April 18 telephonic town hall meeting and thereafter sent links to the videos of that meeting to all my clients. I've since posted the transcript of that call on our website for all to see. Fourth, on April the 20th at 12:10 p.m., I filed with the bankruptcy court document 6801. It set forth all these disclosures, links to the PowerPoint presentations, the videos, and the written documents evidencing these disclosures. Next, on April the 25th, I made the disclosure again and attempted to record it and transcribe it, and will once again file that transcript with the court if asked to do so. I'm making this video. This video is going to go on www.firesettlementfacts.com for all to see. And these disclosures are being publicly uploaded to our website. So for more information with respect to the debt, the equity, assignees of Watts Garris Credit Facility, go to our website, www.firesettlementfacts.com.